Hello and welcome to another episode of eScoot Talks. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about anti-theft prevention on electric scooters. Unfortunately, stock anti-theft prevention options on majority of the scooters is actually really not good at all, except for a couple of latest scooters that came out with the support for Apple Find My, but that's only for Apple. So what about people who are not into Apple products, who prefer Android? I'm not sure where is solution for them. Another thing that you can, of course, do is put a tracker in your scooter, but the same way you can put a tracker in, someone can take it out. Once they steal a scooter, they can do whatever they want with it, okay? You want to prevent that scooter even be stolen, and you want to slow down thieves as much as possible. The most common tools, of course, cordless angle grinder and hammer. The bigger, the better, kind of for them. Like I had my moped, they tried to rob it like 6 months ago. Luckily, with a couple of my ideas, that didn't happen. So all of those my ideas, I'm gonna share with you in this episode. If you know of any good anti-theft solutions, leave them in the comments down below. As I said, unfortunately, what's coming stock from the factory, like, blocking wheels, uh, that's not doing some crazy job. I have a couple of ideas and I'm working on some of them at the moment, so I'm not going to be revealing them now. But like for example, on the bigger scooters, the good option would be actually to block both wheels because they're big, they're heavy, so it's not going to be easy to carry them around. But unfortunately, I didn't see that feature coming as a stock option on any of the scooters. Now, I'm gonna move a camera around to a closer camera, and I'm gonna show you a couple of my tips and tricks how to prevent your scooter get stolen. So, Xiaomi has, like, I've seen a couple of different ways of people securing them, and I'm just gonna move a scooter to the front. Like, locking a rear wheel. Like I've seen, for example, situations like this. This is not gonna prevent your scooter from being stolen at all, because basically, okay, I can't put that now in, but yeah, okay, let's say that you lock it like this. Hammer, you hammer this plastic and the plastic on the other side, 4 screws, that wheel is out, your lock is out, your scooter is gone. Okay, same thing for locking an actual wheel. Again, you're just gonna smash this, lose maybe a rear wheel, scooter is gone. So anything here is not a particular good way of securing, especially when we're talking about Xiaomi. Uh, my personal opinion, the best way this here, okay? If someone wants to move that U-lock around, it's not gonna be too easy. Like, it's not impossible, but especially if it's locked on to some fence or whatever, then it's not gonna be that easy. Uh, Even better thing for protecting your scooter is to actually use a really good chain. We are talking about at least 15 millimeter chain lock with a good lock, of course. I've seen so many cases of electric scooters being locked with a really cheap locks. Another really good thing is, and like, tell me I'm crazy, but valve core. Valve core, okay? And you just deflate your tires, and I would actually take that valve core with me and just leave a scooter like that. I wonder how far you're gonna get on flat tires. You just have a, of course, pump with you all the time to inflate tires later, but like your main trick is to make it slow as possible so that maybe some member of the public can react, call guards or police or something like that. And of course, prevent locking scooter anywhere close to these cables, because I had a case where scooter was locked here. They were trying to cut the lock with the angle grinder and they ended up cutting those cables. So eventually they decided, okay, they gave up on the idea because they couldn't cut through the kryptonite U-lock, but they caused actually quite some damage. Now here I have a Navi V50, and Navi V50 has actually a similar frame to, frame is pretty similar to some 9-bot models. And you know, one thing that I absolutely love is this. This is probably the best place for you to secure your scooter because it's part of the frame, so you have option to cut the U-lock or to cut the frame. If you cut the frame, then like, you know, what's the point? Like, this is the combo lock that I actually got from Navi. It is a really nice combo lock, you know, but I wouldn't I would use this combo lock, and I do have it here, if I need to lock a scooter in front of the shop to just jump quickly and grab something, but not if I need to leave a scooter somewhere for a couple of hours. And then we have also, so preferably good chain. If not chain, then good U-lock. I prefer personally myself a kryptonite. Then another option is to deflate tires. And then we have also one other small trick you can try and pull out. This is not actually a Navi stock brake caliper. It's upgraded, but you can do this on any brake, okay? You just tighten it here. If your brakes are well maintained and properly adjusted, this is a small trick you can pull out, because that wheel is now blocked, and more you tighten it, more it's going to be blocked. So you have a lock, you have both tires deflated with the valve core pulled out, and then on top of that you actually have a blocked wheel, blocked brake. So cutting through a train, inflating tires, and realizing why this wheel is actually blocked, it's actually going to take quite a while. So that's not going to be gone in 30 seconds, okay, guys? Definitely not when, especially if you need to, if you can't park your scooter, for example, inside of office and you need to leave it outside, then I think that's going to keep your scooter pretty safe. There is actually a scooter close to me. I'm not going to, of course, reveal location. It's actually locked to outside of the offices to the fence every single day, and I'm like, this is brave, and I'm surprised that it's still not being robbed. Okay, so those were a couple of options that you could have do on these scooters that I have here, but there are some other anti-theft prevention options as well. I was mentioning mostly U-lock because I have it here, but even better than U-lock is actually a pretty good chain lock with at least 15 mil chain, or thicker the better. Reason for that is, if you have this scooter locked with a U-lock, like with the U-lock, thief can actually quite easily hold the U-lock with one hand and cut it with the angle grinder, you know, somewhere here. A bit of a downside, he'll need to do two cuts, so it's going to take maybe a little longer. But with the chain is actually quite more flexible. He'll need to hold it with the pliers because chain is pretty small, and that part where you're cutting, it's getting pretty hot. My personal choice when it comes to chains and locks and everything is always kryptonite. I got actually my moped, they tried to rob it like 6 months ago. I had two kryptonite U-locks, kryptonite chain lock, alarm disc lock, and both tires deflated because of actually a slow puncture. So yeah, they gave up before they managed to get through all those chains and locks and everything else. And at the end, they probably didn't have a pump to inflate tires. Why I'm saying that most of the current systems available out there on the market are just not good enough. So, blocking wheel. On a small scooter, it's not going to work. Like any scooter under 20 kilos, you can easily lift it and run away with it. A scooter that's, let's say, something over 25 or 30 kilos, you can still lift it up, but you're not going to be running away for a long time. 50-kilo scooter or any performance scooters, you're not going to be even walking more than a couple of meters carrying it around. Then another thing that we see those ignition locks. But like guys, look at that. Those are like on every single scooter so far that I have seen that has ignition lock. It's always the cheapest possible ignition lock they couldn't find on the market. I still didn't see a scooter with ignition that's something like a bit more premium ignition. So I personally think that's absolute waste of money. Then on some scooters they have a cable combo lock, but those cables are really not something special. You can chop them with almost any pliers. So that's not going to do anything either. And then we're coming to NFC, and I'm seeing that NFC on many scooters. Yes, it is a cool idea, it is an interesting idea, but again, it's absolutely useless because, like, okay, it's gonna, prevent scooter being turned on, but it's not gonna prevent that scooter being stolen. We also have a fingerprint readers that are kind of like, a little bit maybe better anti-theft feature, but again, nothing that it can be bypassed and it can be removed once the scooter is stolen. So here's the situation. I heard of a couple of cases like this. People stop at the traffic light, they get pushed off the scooter, a thief jumps on the scooter and sprints off. So what you're gonna do? Okay, some of the newer scooters, the latest Navi scooters and the latest Ninebot Max G2, as far as I know, maybe there are some other scooters, they have a support for Apple Find My. Is it good or not? Depends. If it's built into electronics, if it's part of a controller, then yes. If it's part of a display, and I'm going to probably assume much more likely that it might be part of display because of the GPS satellites and everything, display is not going to be that expensive to be replaced as controller. If it's separate unit, the same way it's put in, exactly the same way it can be taken out. Same as, you can put a tracker in your scooter, but the same way you can put it in, thief can take it out. Like if someone push you off the scooter at the traffic light, you're on foot, he's on your scooter, within 10 minutes, he's a couple of kilometers away, then screwdriver or something, look for a tracker, throw it out, and off he goes. And that's it. So yeah, that's why unfortunately I didn't manage to find any really good anti-theft solution that comes built in from the factories. But if you know some of the options, leave them in comments down below. Now, one other thing that I actually didn't show you because, well, these scooters don't have those options. Like one good thing is, for example, on my Nami Burn E, it has adjustable brake sensors. So if you tighten them all the way in, then they're engaged all the time. Scooter thinks that you're holding your brakes and it blocks motors. Also on some other scooters, like when you disconnect a brake sensor, like if you have a connector outside somewhere on the frame, you could actually also disconnect them because some of them, when you disconnect the brake sensor, then it's showing some error and again blocks wheel and prevents scooter, from being taken off. So yeah, those are my kind of ideas. I think they're actually all that in combination together. Like if you have like, chain or U-lock, so you need to cut through that. You need to inflate both tires. And then on top of that, you have blocked wheels for some reason, either because the brakes are tightened or brake sensors are tightened or something. That's gonna extend so that that scooter can be stolen in matter of couple of seconds, and it's gonna extend it to maybe even a couple of minutes. So I think there are pretty good anti-theft options, but if you have any better ideas or solutions, leave them in the comments down below. And with this, we're gonna sign off here. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. If you have any other anti-theft ideas, leave them in the comments down below. I will probably be making a second episode on this topic. If you have any video suggestions, again, leave them in comments down below. If you like my work and want to support me, consider subscribing and share this video to someone you think might find it helpful as well. So till next time guys, please stay safe out there and respect other road users. Bye bye.